People have a lot of problems with the shitting. You may think it is a small thing. You know what shit is? What is shit? Good. Good girl. Store high in transit. S-H-I-T. In the good old days, the manure was not fat or urea. It was human shit. And it was being shipped from one country to another country. And if you put it in below in the shape, it absorbs a lot of water. And if it is 10 tons to begin with, the ship will sink by the time it reaches the other end. It becomes 100 tons. So they said, this must be stored high above and store high in transit. S-H-I-T became shit. So she said, a man who doesn't know shit is talking about other things. Absolutely true. You know how nice it is. But the shitting business in human beings is one of the very important causes of hospitalization. You don't shit properly, then you take all the other things, and ultimately what happens is every day you drink these irritable things, and ultimately it starts leaking. So for years together you would have a baby's, what is that called? Pampers. Pampers, right? Another Pampers thing. Now Kiddy has asked a question, old age problem. You are not old at all. Somebody asked me how old I am. I said I don't know. If you ask me when I was born, I know, but I don't know, because I don't want to think about it. Each time somebody says, hey, you're, in the plane and all, they sometimes now, they don't say, hello uncle. You feel a little bad, This elderly lady calling me an uncle, you feel But then I say, no, he must be thinking like that, but I don't. You are as old or as young as you are. The problems of old age are not because of the age, because your children are not with you and they don't look after you. Remember that. I've been talking to old people when I was a student in England also. I once had a lady. She had about so many problems, but her main problem was in the heart. She had heart failure. And she was our main patient, but she had drugs from every doctor, every specialist. She had about 18, 19, 20 drugs. One day I was talking to her. She said, young doctor, do you know my problem? The government is not helping me. The government is spending thousands of pounds of their taxpayers' money for supplying me these drugs. I don't want any one of them. Tell the NHS to give me a ticket to Australia, because my only son has been in Australia for 30 years. He has not come to see me. If they give me one ticket to Australia, if I can see my son, my breathing will be all right. I had tears in my eyes. Today see elderly people. Hi Papa, hi Mom. And he'll probably, in the Western style, he'll come with a wine bottle in Christmas and say, hi Pop, hi Dad, and then come next Christmas one. You have your people with you, you love one another. I tell you, you don't have any disease at all. I have seen this in practice. I have a family in Manipal. These children are all, 3 children are all PhDs from Stanford. They're big jobs in America. They left all that. They said, our parents have become old. We will come back. They came to Manipal, built another floor on their house and started a new company where they're doing very well. But they are with all the 3 sons, 3 wives, their children in one house, father and the mother. The father was very old. He had an illness. Children said, no hospitalization. And they said, sir, you just give us some advice. We will look after him. They did 4 hours duty, 24 hours. By alarm clock. One brother will sit 4 hours round the clock. Next brother will take over. The sister-in-law will take over. Another sister-in-law will come. 24 hours. They kept him alive for 8 months without a single tablet and without going to the hospital. And he died a happy man talking to his own people. Today what happens? You are in the intensive care unit, which is hell. In short, it is hell. But intensive care unit is the one that gives you money. American audit showed 90% of the hospital profit comes from keeping dying patients in the intensive care unit for 10 days. Bombay people think a healthy individual is one who is not properly investigated. If you want to know, there's a book. Read this. The Last Well Person. What's the book's name? The Last Well Person. It's a beautiful book. This is written by a professor in America. Professor. I'll tell you the name. Hang on. It comes. It just can't come like that. It's not. I'll tell you everything. His name is Nortin, Nortin, Hadler, Hadler. Okay? You want to know who is the publisher? Random House. Now if you read this book, Professor Hadler will tell you, there is nobody called a well person at all. You are a healthy person by my definition. You go to a doctor, you will be declared ill. Because what is normality in medicine, do you know? Average. Average is called normal. This is statistical medicine. You say your blood pressure was 120 by 80. Who said that? My blood pressure cannot be like your blood pressure, her blood pressure. Each one of us has different blood pressure. I will give you an example. We have one Verma who started the Nimhans in Bangalore. He was the founder director of Nimhans, whose blood pressure always is 90 by 40. And he has been seeing me for a number of years for treatment. I said, look, you will live for 100 years. Why are you worried about it? And he operates for 12 hours standing. He is about 90 years now. Even now he is a consultant. And Mahatma Gandhi's blood pressure was 240 by 120. Who was not getting sleep? Sushila Nair. You read Sushila Nair's biography. She was worried that the old man will, kick his bucket any minute. And he died of hypertensive complication. That's a bullet from Godse. What does it mean? We are not averages. I'll give you a much more mundane example. What is the normal Indian height for men or women? 5.4 plus minus 2. This is called median plus 2 standard deviation. That's a statistical jargon. You know what statistics is? There are three kinds of lies. Ordinary lies, which ordinary people like you and me speak. When the phone rings, you don't want to take it, you tell your wife he is eating. Then super lies, which politicians speak. George Orwell's Animal Farm, he says, they will give respectability to murder. They will solidify the air, and they will promise a bridge where there is no river also. That is super lies. Then the third is statistics. You can make anything to anything. You give same biodata which our friend Basu read. If you give it to some good lawyer, he will say B.M. Hegde is the first criminal who must be hanged before that Kasab or whatever. But if you give it to Basu, he will say B.M. Hegde is so good that he must be given Bharat Ratna. Both are possible. Because what is statistics? You dredge it, you sharpshoot it, you mix masters. And there's a beautiful book called Science Without Sense. That is statistics. You want the author, madam? Stephen Milloy. The author's name is Stephen Milloy. And the book's name is Science Without Sense. And the publisher is Cato Institute, Washington. Write down. 1000 Massachusetts Avenue, Washington, DC, 2001.